This is the GOAT Files. This week, we got one of the greatest players in history. Known for his haircut and yellow shirt, he's one of the greatest of all time. You already know who it is. R9. Let's take it back to the start. Ronaldo dropped out of school when he was 11 to pursue his dream of being a professional footballer and joined a futsal team. In his first season for the futsal team, Ronaldo scored 166 goals, and this is where he would fall in love with football. His coach said it was like Ronaldo came from the moon, and nothing threw him off his game. He first gained attention when Jarzinho spotted him, and then he earned a spot for a local Brazilian team, Cristavo. From the ages of 13 to 16, Ronaldo was highly recognized as a football prodigy, and Jarzinho spoke extremely highly of Ronaldo. In fact, Ronaldo made his first appearance in professional football for the under-20s team of Brazil. He was only 15. Ronaldo was a highly sought-after youngster, and for this, Cristavo picked him up, and this is where his career would begin. He made his professional debut in 1993 and sent waves through Brazil. He was highly impressing everyone. In his first professional season, he scored 44 goals in 47 games. Everyone could just tell he was built different. The whole world dubbed him as the next best thing, and he was destined for greatness. And as a teenager, this is why he earned a move to the Netherlands. He would join PSV, and just like in Brazil, Ronaldo was a machine, absolutely magical on the ball. People could not understand how he was so good at such a young age. He couldn't stop scoring, and defenders were scared of him. Ronaldo defied physics with his skills, and to this day, people claim there is no other player better than young R9. After being an incredible talent at PSV, Barcelona bought him. But unfortunately, his time at Barcelona was short, but incredibly memorable, and hugely important in his career. He was loved by the fans for his insane performances, and people would see him and swear that they've never seen anything like it before. His time at Barcelona provided 47 goals in 49 appearances across all competitions. His ability was indescribable, and the things that he could do on the ball would have never been seen before. And for such a young player, he was a monster. He even won a Ballon d'Or at this time in Barcelona. Unfortunately though, his time at Barcelona ended sourly, and he left. This is because he thought the club never valued him and didn't want him to sign on. So, it was ultimately out of his control. Ronaldo wanted to stay, and it's a shame that things ended like this. However, things had to change. This is why Ronaldo joined Inter Milan. He spent 5 years in Milan and was absolutely insane. He got 25 goals in 32 appearances in his first season, and he helped them win the UEFA Cup. He would play like a highly experienced striker, despite only being young. The people of Milan adored Ronaldo. He was claimed he was the best player ever, but during his second season for Milan after scoring 14 goals, he was just getting started. But he suffered a serious knee injury which kept him out of action for several months. This injury would play a key part in Ronaldo's future. Despite the injury setbacks, Ronaldo remained a very important player for Inter Milan. He was considered one of the best strikers in the world, and his insane performances for Inter made him a football legend. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. He suffered major injuries, and it would eventually stain the rest of his career. When he was playing in 2000, Ronaldo fell, and he felt his knee buckle. He was forced to limp off the field, and a medical examination confirmed that the striker ruptured a tendon in his knee and would require major surgery. During his comeback in April, he played 6 minutes before suffering a complete rupture of the knee tendons. This injury is described as one of the worst in football history and is a famous injury. Ronaldo missed an entire season due to this injury, and it slowed his progress down immensely. You have to think, if Ronaldo never suffered this injury and scored even more goals for Milan. It's such a shame he had this setback. Ronaldo naturally would get extremely frustrated. This is because of all his injuries and how good his potential was for his career. Every game he spent at home was a huge opportunity missed, and he would absolutely hate being at home with all the skills he possessed, but he couldn't use it. From Ronaldo's career, he was credited as being a great servant for his country, Brazil. He won 2 World Cups in his career, and his yellow t-shirt and famous haircut is so famous. Ultimately, Ronaldo is known mostly for his time at Inter Milan and his time in Brazil. He was the best there, and this is what people have the most memories of Ronaldo, with his trademark stepovers, brilliant speed, and insane finishing skills. People had never seen anything like it before, and he was the most scary striker ever. But unfortunately for Ronaldo, his time at Inter Milan was up. This is because he completed Italy, and he wanted to move to a different scene. He joined Barcelona's rivals, Real Madrid, and he made a move for 46 million euros. And his time at Madrid started. Although it wasn't as successful as Inter Milan, he was still insane. He scored 83 goals for Real Madrid altogether. But again, after scoring all those goals, it's always the same old story. He had injuries and a huge weight gain. The 29-year-old Ronaldo couldn't keep up with his prime, and he struggled to show how much quality he really had towards the end of his career. The fans grew away from Ronaldo, and even at one point booed him off. Although he was past his prime, he was still great, and was often praised for his inhumane performances, but people just expected more of Ronaldo due to his insane past. He found it hard to stay disciplined, and was so frequently injured, he couldn't stop putting weight on. And he would lose his form and become unconfident. He was unfit. There was no going back from where he was, and the position he was in. He couldn't do much more with what he had, just always suffering injuries. They weren't even his fault, and it would slow him down. He would hate his time at Real Madrid, and felt like he'd done enough and wanted to go back to Italy. He thought that he'd go back to his bread and butter in the Italian league, so he joined AC Milan, and at the age of 30, he would only play one season before retiring. It's such a shame that he retired at 30, because to be honest, I think if he had a full career with no injuries and more playing time, he would genuinely be considered the GOAT, and his potential was unmatched. There was no ceiling for Ronaldo. It's just a shame to see one of the greatest footballing talents ever be so affected by injuries. Who knows how things would have gone if he was never so frequently injured. He would have won so many more awards and scored so many more goals. People say he would have been regarded as the best player ever if it weren't for his injuries. His footballing legacy will live on forever though, because there still is the time in the videos where you can see just how insane Ronaldo is. And in today's game, I think he would still be great. Ronaldo's still on the football scene. He owns 2 football clubs, Real Valladolid and Cruzario. He takes great pride in owning these clubs, and shows a huge interest in running them. Now it just seems like he's doing side quests all the time, appearing in commercials like Snickers and Pirelli tires. He even plays poker to an extremely high level, but all good things have got to come to an end. I personally believe Ronaldo is one of the greatest players ever, and we're not likely to see someone of his ability ever again. Ronaldo is a huge inspiration for many people, and his style of play was inspiring. It's not often you see a striker with this ability come through the ranks, and this is why Ronaldo fits straight into the GOAT files, for being one of the best strikers ever. Now, that's all I got for this week's episode. See ya!